Alright, what is going on, guys? I'm We Got Bored, and welcome back to Say It With Me, guys. Say it with me. Another video! Yay! Okay, so I'm pretty sure by now you all know what AirPods are. Basically, there's these like little white things that you put in your ears and they actually make noise. It's pretty cool. I actually have a pair myself, not trying to flex or anything. So AirPods have been a thing for like about a year now, and because of that, and also the fact that they are very cheaply priced at only $150, they are actually very common at my school. And since the new AirPods are coming out, I thought it would be appropriate to make a video on this subject matter because it's kind of on the funny factor, so let's just get right into it. So a lot of kids in my school have AirPods, but in this video, we're going to be focusing on this one kid in my science class. It's actually the same science class that I talked about in my other video that I made like a week ago, so if you haven't watched that, then you should go watch that already for some context. I'm trying to plug my channel here. So because I never use people's names in my videos because I'm trying to respect their privacy, we're just gonna make up a name for this kid, so let's just call this kid Baljeet for the purposes of this video. So I'm not gonna say too much about my thoughts about this kid because people have gotten kind of mad about things I've said about them in my videos in the past, but just to give a little context, me and this kid Baljeet, you know, we're not necessarily true homies, but like we get along with each other fine. Like I don't really have any beef with Baljeet at all, like we're just kind of chill with each other, but there was this one thing he would always do in science class that kind of annoyed me. So if any of the people watching this have AirPods, you would know that at least for me, I always want to keep my AirPods very safe and sound because I paid a good $150 for those things, so I'm not trying to get them broken or anything. Like for the most part, I'm trying to keep my AirPods in pretty good condition because that's just what you do with a delicate item like that. But this kid Baljeet, like in our science class, we would all be listening to our AirPods, just minding our own business, listening to music. But for some reason, Baljeet does not care at all about his AirPods. Like instead of just taking them out and putting them in your ears to listen to music like normal, he'll feel the need to take out his AirPods and like throw them across the room. Like for some reason, he's just so inclined to like whip out his AirPods out of his pocket out of nowhere, and he'll just yell, "Guys, watch this," and he'll yeet his AirPods all the way across the room. And every time somebody asks him, "Hey, why do you throw your AirPods across the room?" he'll just go, "Oh, I'm just bored." Like there's a lot better things you can do when you're bored than like throwing your expensive items across the room and breaking them. Like when I'm bored, I'll make a video to be productive and entertain you guys, or I'll like play Call of Duty or like play with myself. I won't throw my AirPods. Like I don't know how he finds joy in like risking breaking his expensive items. Like every time I see him throw his AirPods across the room, it just like makes me hurt inside. And so because he's always trying to break his AirPods, everybody always goes, "Hey, what if you break your AirPods? Like what are you gonna do then? Like pay another $150 because you were bored in science class?" Like you're always throwing around your AirPods just because it's funny, but like what if you actually break them? What are you gonna do then? And he just said, "Oh, it doesn't matter. My dad will buy me new ones." Bruh. Like, okay, listen, I don't care if you have a lot of money or your parents have a lot of money and like are really rich or whatever. Like, good for you. You have a lot of money. That's really cool. I don't mind. But like, if you're trying to throw your AirPods across the room and try and flex that you can just like throw away your AirPods because your daddy will buy you new ones, that is not okay. Like, that makes me very furious. I can't even deal with this. I quit YouTube. I'm done. So for the past 3 weeks, every science class, he will always take out his AirPods and just yeet them across the room like it's nothing because daddy can buy him new ones. And every class when he does it, everybody's always just like, as a joke, they're always just like, "Oh, Baljeet, it's okay if you throw them across the room and break them because daddy can buy you new ones. It's alright." So at this point, Baljeet's AirPod abuse has kind of become a meme in our class. And so one day we were just chilling in science class and Baljeet was doing his thing of throwing his AirPods across the room with the boys. And then I don't know if on that day he was just feeling particularly enraged, but he decided to throw his AirPods at the floor so hard that the case opened up and the AirPods just like went flying out. And the look on his face goes from like happy smiling throwing AirPods with the boys fun times to like, "Oh poop, I'm actually might be breaking these." And so he picks up the case for his AirPods and it looks fine, but then he wonders like where his other AirPods are because like they went flying out of the case like across the room and he couldn't find his AirPods for a solid like 10 minutes. But eventually he found the AirPods and put them back in the case and everything seemed fine and we just went back to normal. So a couple days go by, nothing really special happens with Baljeet, and then I go to school one day and I see Baljeet across the classroom and I see him wearing his AirPods. You know, nothing special, he usually does that, but I noticed that there's something different about his AirPods. But I don't really think anything of it, so I go back to doing what I'm doing and I see Baljeet walking across the classroom with his AirPods in, and he walks up to me and goes, "Hey Adam, guess what?" And I'm like, "What?" And then he takes the AirPods out of his ear and he says, "Daddy bought bought me new ones. And I look into his hand and he's holding nothing other than the AirPods Pros. And this was like a day after they came out too, and the AirPods Pros are like $250. So I was like, okay, I guess he wasn't capping, like daddy will buy him new ones. But like what I was surprised about was that he brought them to school, cause like the AirPods Pros, like I said, they're $250. Like that's not cheap. So he's just bringing them to school and he's like showing them to everybody and letting people try them. He let me try them. They're actually really nice. So I'm just like, that's cool. Like daddy bought you new AirPods. Like good for you. That's pretty cool. I kind of wish I had them too, but like not everybody can just ask their daddy for some new AirPods and just get them like 2 days after they come out. And then like when I was using his new AirPods, I pretended to like throw them across the room just as a joke, and he got like really scared and he was like, no, I'm not throwing these ones. Like I actually want to keep them in good shape and like not break them, because that would be pretty nice. So at least our boy Baljeet isn't that stupid, because he's not trying to break his new AirPods, his second pair of AirPods that daddy just bought him like yesterday. But like usually kids' daddies don't buy them stuff just like out of nowhere just cause they want it. Like usually it's for some sort of occasion. So I'm like, hey Baljeet, like is it your birthday or something? Like happy birthday if it is, but is it your birthday or something, or like a holiday? Like why did your daddy just buy you the new AirPods? And he was like, no, there's no reason. I just thought the new AirPods looked cool and my old ones were a little banged up. So I just asked my dad and he just like bought them for me, and then now I have the new AirPods. And so I was like, wait, you said that your old ones were banged up. Like did they finally break from you throwing them at the floor so much? And he was like, no, the old ones still work. I'm actually bringing them to school tomorrow because this is gonna be my pair for home, and then I'm gonna have the other ones to bring to school. But yeah, my old pair still works. It was just kind of dirty, so I didn't really want it anymore. I just wanted the new ones, you know? And I was like, bruh, you made your daddy spend $250 on some new AirPods just because your old ones were too dirty and you didn't feel like taking a wipe to them. And so now you have 2 pairs of working AirPods, one to bring to school and the other pair you're gonna keep at home, because no, you can't bring the same ones to school and then take them back home and use them. No, you can't be doing that. We can't be living that poor life. And sure enough, the next day my boy Baljeet pulls up to school with his other pair of AirPods, which surprisingly still worked after all the abuse he put them through. And the funniest part is my other friend who doesn't have AirPods asked him if he could like get his AirPods or like pay him something for those AirPods, because like he doesn't need 2 pairs of AirPods, so like he just wanted the old ones because he didn't have any. And when he asked Baljeet for the old pair of AirPods, he looked at him like he was crazy. He was like, what? Of course not. This is my school pair, okay? I need 1 pair for school and 1 pair for home. So yeah, moral of the story, Baljeet's daddy has a lot of money. But on that note, guys, that is gonna be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed making it. If you liked the video, no joke, no scam, Baljeet's daddy will buy you the AirPods Pros. And if you don't drop a like, then Baljeet is gonna come to your house and take your AirPods and throw them on the floor and break them. And if you don't even have AirPods, Baljeet's daddy will buy you your own AirPods. I know, that's so sweet of him, but he'll buy you your own AirPods just so he can give them to Baljeet, and Baljeet will do what he does with AirPods, okay? So you don't want that to happen. So be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We got bored for more random videos at random times, and I will see you guys in the next one.